Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Global Home Cooking. Today I'm going to show you how to make a soft, rich butter cake made with real butter. This cake is incredibly moist, light and full of that beautiful buttery flavor that make a classic butter cake so special. Using a real butter makes a huge difference. It gives a cake a rich aroma, a tender texture, and that delicious homemade taste that everyone loves. This recipe is simple, easy to follow, and perfect for tea time, desserts, or any special occasions. If you enjoy classic homemade cake with a soft and fluffy texture, you are going to love this recipe. So let's head to the kitchen and start making this delicious homemade butter cake with real butter. You can see the ingredients on the screen. If you like, you can pause the video and write them down. I am using the ingredients according to the size of my baking tray. It's always important to check your tray and decide how much cake batter it can hold. For my tray today, I am using about 350 grams for most of the ingredients, adjusted to fit the size of my tray. I have 350 grams of butter, 350 grams of cake flour, 280 grams of sugar, and 7 eggs to make it 350, and half a cup of fresh cream, but you can also use fresh milk instead. 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 3 teaspoons of vanilla essence, just a drop of good quality rose essence. The first step is to beat the butter and sugar together until it becomes a pale creamy mixture. Make sure the butter is at room temperature. Do not use butter straight from the fridge because the cold butter is very hard and it won't cream properly. If it's not in room temperature, start beating the butter first until it becomes soft. Then gradually add the sugar. Continue beating until the mixture becomes light, smooth and pale in color. This step is very important because it's help make the cake soft and fluffy. If the butter and sugar are not creamed properly, the cake may not rise well. The mixture needs to become light and fluffy because this process adds air into the batter. Those tiny air bubbles help the cake rise in the oven. If the batter is not beaten properly, the cake can turn out very thin, dense, and hard instead of soft and spongy. Also, if the butter is too cold or ingredients are not mixed well, the cake may not rise properly and texture will be heavy. So, always beat the butter and sugar well until the mixture become pale, smooth, and fluffy before moving to the next step. If you are using real butter, this step can be a little tricky. Butter needs to be room temperature and you have to beat it properly to get the good creamy texture. With margarine, it is usually easier to make a cream mixture, which is why many people prefer using it for cake. But personally, I always use real butter because the taste and aroma are much better. You can really taste the difference in the butter cake. Just make sure to follow the correct step and your cake will turn out soft, fluffy and delicious. Now I am adding the eggs one by one, beating well after each addition. This step is very important because it helps the eggs mix smoothly into the batter and keeps the mixture light and creamy. Now it's time for the essence. I am adding 3 teaspoons of vanilla essence and just 1 drop of rose essence. The rose essence doesn't make the cake taste like roses. It's only a tiny drop, but it gives a beautiful aroma and somehow enhances the buttery flavor of the cake. When it mixes with the butter and vanilla, it creates a very special and amazing flavor. You can also use lime juice instead of rose essence, which works really well in the butter cake. Just add about 2 teaspoons of fresh lime juice. It gives a cake very nice fresh flavor and helps to balance the richness of the cake. Just make sure not to add too much because a little is enough to enhance the taste. Now I am mixing the baking powder with the flour and then I am going to sift the flour into the batter little by little. Sifting helps remove lumps and make the flour lighter, which helps give the cake soft and fluffy texture. Then gently mix everything together until it well combines. Now I am adding cream to the batter. But at this stage, you can add fresh milk, fresh cream, or even a powder milk. Now the cake batter is ready. I have prepared my baking tray with the baking paper so the cake won't stick. Pour the batter into the tray and spread it evenly. Now it's ready to go into the oven at 180 Celsius degrees about 40 to 45 minutes. My oven usually take around 45 minutes. And here is my beautiful butter cake, fresh out of the oven. Look how soft, fluffy and nicely risen it is. The cake has a lovely height and you can see how light and airy the texture is. It is still steaming hot. This kind of butter cake is perfect with a cup of tea. It is something we enjoy at tea time, birthdays, New Year celebration, weddings, and many other occasions. In fact, butter cake is used for almost every special moment in life. That's why it is important to know how to make perfect butter cake, soft, fluffy, and full of rich buttery flavor. I have shared a lot of tips and little secrets on how to make a perfect butter cake using real butter. So try this recipe for New Year or any special occasion and let me know how it turns out. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe to my channel and share this video. It would really help support my channel.